The public deserves to know that we're doing everything we can to put forward the best police officers in New Mexico.
A Clovis police officer facing felony charges for acting as an informant to a wanted fugitive. The department knew but was never prosecuted, and paperwork is never filed to get his law enforcement certification revoked.
And tonight in a Target 7 investigation, we learned how that officer was able to turn from cop to informant.
This is Frank Carrari, a Clovis police officer sworn to protect the community, but this is what he was doing instead.
He was harboring a felon. He assisted her in kind of looking out properties for her to burglarize. He distributed narcotics to her, and then he was running warrant checks and things like that for her on different people.
Andrea Reeb has been appointed to prosecute the officer. He's been charged with 4 felonies, including dealing meth, aiding a felon, and accessory to burglary.
There was also some type of sexual activity, nude photos, and things of that nature that we were able to see on their phones.
This woman, Alexandra Romero, came forward when detectives started questioning her about breaking into this home.
She knew an officer who had been providing her with some information and some drugs.
Captain Robert Theas oversaw the criminal investigation.
She allowed them to look at her telephone and some of the information that was on her phone.
Police were also able to get a search warrant for Carrari's phone. And according to documents obtained by Target 7, that phone contained dozens of text messages between Carrari and Romero. In June 2022, Romero texted, "I need a favor." He responded, "So who's next on your hit list?" Romero said she was upset over a drug deal and wrote, "Needs money taken from him even if it's not going to her, just to have him take some losses." Later, Carrari responds he was going to throw a pack in her yard because it still had 10 left in it.
I know she was able to get some information from him. Oh, it's disheartening.
Despite all of this, Carrari was never charged with a crime until recently.
I felt like we had enough. I just didn't feel like we had enough to take it to court.
The department opened an internal affairs investigation, and according to this memo written by the chief, he said, quote, "It was decided not to pursue the complaints, and though there was evidence to show a criminal violation had occurred, their opinion was there was not enough evidence to get a conviction." The chief also wrote, quote, "All we would end up doing would be placing the department and profession in a situation to either prove the profession is unethical or get an acquittal."
And all it would do is just ruin the image of the department.
Police Chief Roy Rice said after he wrote the memo, he and the local district attorney changed their minds.
So we decided to send it to somebody who's neutral in it, does not know our people.
The case sat for nearly 18 months before Reeb got a hold of it. Reeb said charges were not initially pursued because Romero had left the state. Romero returned and was staying at the Curry County Jail awaiting trial on murder charges, but no one talked to her again until recently.
But when I read it immediately, I was like, oh, I recognize this name. She's, got these charges. And I immediately contacted her attorney, and within 2 weeks was meeting with her.
While the case was sitting, Chief Rice allowed Carrari to resign. He stopped the internal investigation, and he never notified the state's law enforcement academy what he learned about his officer.
They're required to report that to the Law Enforcement Academy within 90 days of the alleged conduct. We have to ensure that if there is an officer who is engaged in misconduct, that he's not being fired from one agency and going to the next agency to try to be a police officer.
Sonia Chavez is the director of the Law Enforcement Academy, and she was never informed of what happened.
I found out about the Clovis case when it was on the news 10 days ago.
Chavez said she then called the chief.
She kind of set me straight. I understand what it looks like. I'm trying to run an honest and trying to keep the integrity of this department maintained.
For Target 7, Cristiana Ramos.
And after resigning from the department, Carrari moved to Hawaii and got a job in construction. We're told he could have gotten a job with another agency if he wanted to. His attorney is not working with the special prosecutor to have him back in New Mexico, where he will face charges. And if you have tips for Target 7, call the tip line at 505-884-6347 or email newstips@koat.com.